Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Radko from Radko, and in this whole video we're going to look into Libra Sun, Libra Moon, and as well Libra Rising weekly general tarot reading 5th to 11th of April 2021. And should you find yourself interested in a personal reading with me, or if you do want to take my tarot classes, you can check out the description down below, and there you're going to find a link to my website where you can view and purchase either or both of these services. So with that being set aside, let's move to the general reading of the week for you, Libra. The first card that we do have for you guys, that is going to be the Strength, followed by the 10 of Wands. Moving next, we do have the 6 of Pentacles. Afterwards, the fourth card of your spread, that is going to be the 9 of Wands. And the last one for you that we do have, that is going to be the Devil card. So these 5 cards. And it's really interesting that from the Strength, the reading transitions into all the way to the Devil. It's a pretty, I would say, powerful week here. So a lot of things are gonna take their appropriate place for you. A lot of things of your surroundings are gonna take their appropriate place. And by looking at it, that should really become a thing towards the middle of the week itself. But let's not get ahead of ourselves and jump into the first card that we do have, which is the Strength. And as the week starts for you, Libra, you're going to start feeling a huge enthusiasm to jump into action. This enthusiasm is going to be provoked by being very convinced, you have your own personal conviction that what you are planning to do is the right thing to do. And it's gonna bring you either success, it's gonna bring you either love, it's gonna bring you either prosperity, whatever it is. And the thing with the Strength card, it is that one finds their own right thing, okay? That doesn't make it right for everybody around. And so while you're gonna have that big enthusiasm to jump into action and to make things work and so on and so forth, there will be those around you that will try to talk you out of it. And that isn't going to be because they do have some kind of a ill feeling towards you, or for example, because they want to see you prevailing. It will be because they don't think that what you are planning or wanting to do makes any sense, but it doesn't make sense to them. To you, it makes perfect sense. And for that reason, you may expect a little bit of a confrontation at that point, because you will not find yourself obliged to explain why you are doing stuff the way you are doing them, or why you are deciding in favor of one thing or another. For you is going to be pretty obvious why, but for others is not. And that will be the cause of miscommunication, if I may say it that way. But bottom line here is that the start of the week, you are going to have that feeling that you are, I would say, on the right track with your things, although it will seem a little bit challenging, which is a good thing, because through challenges we do we do improve. And for some of you, it will feel like climbing a mountain, like taking up a hike, but it's going to be a pretty good one. And when you reach the top of the summit, you're truly going to, how can I say, have that pleasant feeling that you have conquered a big thing. And right after that state of the week, we are entering into the 10 of Wands stage, which is where you are truly jumping into the action. So you had the enthusiasm to jump into it, and now you are diving deeply into the action. And with the Ten of Wands, Libra, you are gonna have pretty much a lot of things to do, or pretty much things to do. I don't know how to say it, but there are gonna be a lot that is moving around, and you are gonna be at every place at all time with attending to everything that it is going on around. And while the week is gonna be rather busy at that stage, you also going to, how can I say, being rewarded for your efforts with so to say, amazing rewards. And most of those rewards are going to be a rewards of power, like having bigger influence, you know, like having to sit on a bigger chair, for example, having to ride a bigger horse as well. These terms are figuratively speaking. But with the Ten of Wands, you will become more, so to speak, professionally oriented, where things has to happen because they are supposed to happen, kind of status, more than a status of how can I say, of a commiseration, for example. And yeah, I hope that you do know what you are signing up for, because the tendency of the Ten of Wands sometimes it is that one can take too much that one can bear, and you don't want to find yourself missing on an opportunities that's just because you don't have the time for that, or you don't have the energy for that, and so on and so forth. So you got to be a little bit more calculative at that stage, at the early stages of the week, what kind of responsibility, what promise you're going to give, what kind of a task you're going to tackle. For once you jump into it, there is no going back. And right after that stage, we do have the Six of Pentacles. And that is a pretty interesting card following up to the Ten of Wands. And the first thing, the major thing that the Six of Pentacles speaks about, it is that whatever you involve yourself into with the Ten of Wands, it doesn't matter how many things you take under under your armpit. That is the thing we have into our country here as an expression. All of them are going to proceed as they are supposed to proceed. Okay, there will be no unpleasant surprises. There will be no last minute changes, and so on and so forth. Everything will go according to plan, and ultimately at the end it will reach its final destination. But the Six of Pentacles also points that what you have involved yourself into, nobody can help you with it. It fully is going to rely on your personal capabilities, personal skills as well, or resources. Of course, you may ask for help. That's not prohibited here with the Six of Pentacles. It is just the help is not going to be as effective as it could. It just is going to postpone the inevitable. It's like taking a loan to repay another loan, and while you are repaying the loan that it is ticking and it's coming to a deadline, you still have a loan after that, and you're just extending the deadline, but the loan stays. Okay, so such kind of a help you can attract that will just postpone the inevitable that you have to deal with it. But with the Six of Pentacles as well, you can expect to get on the same page with a lot of people around, and that is a pretty good card to have, considering the Strength card at the start, where we say that, you know, many people will not be able to fathom why you are doing one thing or you are deciding to do another. And right after that stage of the week, we do have the Nine of Wands, and that is the moment just before the completion for you, Libra. That is the moment where you are preparing yourself for the final push, so to speak. And in order to make the transition into the final stages of your endeavor, you are going to start making some conscious changes into your environment, into your relationship, into your career as well, okay, and into your plan in general. Now, if you do imagine the traditional card of the Nine of Wands, where you do have a person with with a bandage of its head, holding up a wand, and it seems like it's guarding something. First of all, there is no blood on the bandage. The bandage is not showing a wound, it's showing its experience, how much he went through to reach that point. And I'm explaining that into my tarot classes. And he isn't holding up the wand to defend, but for something else. The bottom line is here is that the final stages of your endeavor, career-wise or relationship-wise, throughout the week, you will have the full experience and as well the awareness to call the shot. And at that stage, you will realize that there are things that can stand a little bit better, and you will have the space to realign those things, which is going to make your transition into the next week amazing, I would say. I want to touch a little bit on those that are single with the Nine of Wands, and thank God I brought that deck. Now, see the card, and we do have a 8 arrows that are signifying the wands, and the ninth one presents itself as a bridge in between the sun and the moon. That speaks the bridge in between the male and the female prime beginning. So if you are single, there is a very big chance towards the end of the week to meet someone from the opposite gender to pretty much interact with. Now, that does not seal the deal with relationship, but you are going to have an option available. And if that's your thing, then by all means, go for it. And at the end of the week here, we do have the Devil card, and that pretty much speaks about how much you have accomplished thus far, or rather like what the results of your accomplishments gives you that are throughout the week. What is that peak of the summit presents you that I said at the start of the week, at the start of the reading, I'm sorry, with the Strength card. And that is a very interesting, and that is why it's a very interesting transition. It is because all of the struggle, figuratively speaking, all of the challenges that you have overcame or with that process, starting from the Strength cards, all the enthusiasm you had toward the final goal, it was all true here with the Devil, because the final goal, not just only going to be the way you have presumed it that is going to be, but also is going to fulfill yearnings of your behalf. It's just is going to happen exactly the way you have imagined it to happen. So that could be, this week could speaks about forming up the relationship that you have imagined for your life. That could be the week where you do take the job that you have imagined for your life. That could be the week where you do fix a lot of issues for yourself, for example, and the result, it is exactly the result that you have anticipated that is going to be, and your life takes a form that you do want. The Devil pretty much speaks that at the end of the week, you're going to have what you want, that you are chasing here at the start of the week with the Strength card. That enthusiasm you had is going to produce exactly what the enthusiasm was created from. And that is a very rare phenomena, because usually you do have enthusiasm about something, and at the end it turns out not to be what you have anticipated. Well, not in your case in this particular reading. And after that, all that remains to be answered is what you are going to do with all these results. The answer, it's entirely yours. So that being said, Libra, this was your weekly general tarot reading, guys, 5th to 11th of March 2021. Hopefully you do enjoy it and you do liked it, and we are to see each other next time. Until then, bye.